Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Eeze, morning walk. Hope you all doing well out there. What we talking about today? Let's give some appreciation for HitBoy and Jay-Z and the good folks at RocNation. Before we go any further, please in the comments don't start spamming about Jay-Z and Ether and all that. We understand that Nas is the best ever, but it doesn't mean that other individuals don't add to the culture and don't mean anything. What am I talking about though? Recently, HitBoy has been on a run or interview campaign speaking about some of the things that he's witnessed and endured in this nasty, predatory music culture or game. And he spoke about how he signed a publishing deal back in 2007, right before, or 4 years before Ninjas in Paris came out, which was a smash hit. And he really didn't reap the benefits of that publishing deal, $50,000 up front. And he sat in it for 18 years with no way out, because the way the terms were set up, an MDRC, minimum delivery release commitment, meaning that you pretty much could never outwork the contract itself, because your work has to equal up to 100%. So if I'm releasing songs here and there and I'm getting 20%, 10%, 15%, you do the math. How many songs do I have to produce before we reach 100%? So if I did a 5-song deal, just because I produce 5 songs doesn't mean that I meet the requirement. I know it seems crazy, but that's what he was dealing with. So long story short, Jay-Z and Roc Nation were able to, 2021, work out a deal to where he would just do 4 more years and get out of the contract, because there was no end date or expiration date on the contract. And considering there was also language in the contract stating that CDs had to be a portion of the releases on the publishing side. So 2021 is a very, it should be a year that we highlight. Why? Because that's 1 year into Nas and Hit-Boy's start of the trilogy of KD, right? Because that came out 2020, the Grammy Award winning album. So all those albums that he worked on with Nas really didn't count towards the contract because they weren't moving any units. So here he is, he's attempting to outwork a contract, doing 2 trilogies with Nas and a host of other projects, and there's no end in sight had he not linked with Jay or Roc Nation, who was managing him at the time, because the contract was antiquated. It was not revised based on the current standing or availability of music at the time, meaning that streaming wasn't the primary language. It was still based on CDs as well. And we know a lot of people don't buy physical copies. Now, for some people, this may be boring stuff, but the moral of the story is talent is only a portion of this. Business acumen matters as well. And I'm not here to say that HitBoy did anything wrong. No, he was just a victim of a terrible, terrible, terrible music game. And meeting someone not with money or knowing someone wasn't what got him out of the contract or allow him to see the light of the day. End of the day, it was knowing someone with power. See, we can say what we want to say about certain individuals, and in our culture, we've been conditioned to not like certain people because we're a fan of others. But I gotta give my props to Jay-Z, Sean Carter. I'm not making this up. This is what HitBoy stated. So the love that we have for the Nas and Hit-Boy's trilogy, although it was great music, this was a young man working with a sense of urgency, stressed out, not understanding the game, but made him an overall better human, which he stated in some of the interviews I'll put at the end of this video. He was set up for failure, but it ended up working in his favor. So keep this in mind. 2007, he signs a publishing deal, a co-publishing deal, I think with Universal, Polo the Don, right? That's 4 years before Ninjas in Paris comes out, right? That's about 13 years before KD1 comes out. Ninjas in Paris is a smash hit. When Rico Love wrote Throwback for Usher, 2003, Confessions, he recouped off one song. HitBoy should have been able to recoup off that one song as well, Ninjas in Paris, because it was a smash hit. But the language got in the way of that. So all the HitBoy fans who were introduced to HitBoy via Nas, remember this. All that music you heard was someone creating that under stress. That's how nice he is. This ain't about nobody else. This is about his resilience, his talent, his focus, his attention to detail, while also dwelling in a nasty, disgusting, filthy music business. Shout out to HitBoy. Shout out to RocNation. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to KD Trilogy. Shout out to the Magic Trilogy. And shout out to you, lovers, listeners of hip hop music and culture. It's your man Eeze at the Eeze Experience, finishing up my walk. Y'all be blessed. Always remember, all things are possible through sheer hard work and patience. God is the greatest. Go get your Gia.
Hey, yo, Eeze.
It was talked about that Hove helped you get out of the deal.
Yeah, that's when I was still working with RocNation on the management side, and him and Desiree stepped in and made a deal in 2021, basically for me to do 4 more years, and then just after that it's over. So I did my last 4 years.
So you got out of it unscathed. How's it feel, man?
No, I feel like a new person, bro. Like, I realized a lot, man, just about myself. And that was a depressing time. Like, as much success as I was having, I couldn't really feel it all the way, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I just was like, that was so much on my mind. And every lawyer I would take it to would be like, man, it's the worst deal I ever seen. But it's like, we can't do nothing to help you. So, just to be in this position, bro, I feel like my life just started over. Like, and I ate the motherfucking Mario mushroom. I'm about to take this to a whole new level.
Yeah, it's crazy because you get so excited. You've had this run, obviously winning Best Rap Album of the Year at the Grammys, and this crazy run with Nas, and
where the world was gonna go, and I didn't know that they would stop making CDs, and I had something in my contract saying that my beats got to come out on CDs, and it's like, so there was really no way to advance through the deal for real. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think they do the MDRC deals no more. But yeah, that was basically how it's, you got to add up to 100% for one song, and it's like you do a 5-song deal, and you getting 20% here, 10%, that whatever percentage they got to add up to that 100. And however mine was working, it just my percentages wasn't being counted for. It'd be certain songs where it's like, nah, this don't count, or this don't count. That's crazy. Man, yeah,
because they weren't official releases.
I don't know how that worked. I really don't, but however it was set up, I used to have lawyers like telling me like, bro, this is the worst deal I ever seen. You know what I mean? Right. So the mental strain, that was on me, just like thinking like, damn, I'm in the worst deal ever. That was scary. That was like, I felt all type of emotions. I felt like I wanted to quit so many times. I wanted to just like say, forget it. Like, I'm not gonna get out this deal. And it's like, it's disheartening, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I love music. So I can't stop doing it. Like, obviously that make me realize I don't just do it for the money. Like, this is real art. This is fun. This is my life at this point.